With me now, the AFC Wimbledon first team physiotherapist Tim Maynard. Tim, do you want to give us an update on the fitness of Paul Kalambayi?
Yeah, I'd love to, Rob. So Paul, PK's doing great. We've just done a session outside where we've aimed to kind of work into his high intensity, so looking at the faster speeds, which are really important given his type of injury that he had in his quad. So we've worked hard. We've done some bit of ball work and some straight line running, and it's looking really positive at the moment. How things are going. He has no symptoms at all. We now just need to wean him into training, and how we do that through next week. We'll be seeing how we can do that with Chris and Robbo. So yeah, he's going really well at the moment, and delighted with his progress as always. He's an absolute legend to work with. So yeah, which is nice.
Just remind us of the injury again, and could he be ready for Sheffield Wednesday?
So he had an injury to his left quad, so quite high up. So most importantly, like a kicking action in sprinting. That given how things are going, there's a good chance that he'll be available for Sheffield. Obviously, don't want to count my chickens too soon, but it's looking really positive, and be delighted to have him as part of that squad, I reckon.
And how's Ollie Palmer doing? Is he working down in the gym?
Yeah, so Ollie's working hard. He's doing lots of work, but at the moment he's not outside. Just again with that calf, we just want to be careful in terms of how much we push him, and just trying to pick the right time as to when we load. But he's doing things in the gym which are all jump based, so again exposing his calf to the right kind of stuff. He's also doing some hydrotherapy, so he's running in the water, he's doing bike fitness, so he's keeping fit. It's just a matter of picking the right time as to when we can get him outside and when his symptoms are ready. Just with his type of injury, it can be quite sneaky, if we can call it that, in the fact that sometimes it can just be quiet, but then when we get outside and it's running, so the more time that we take is probably the sensible approach. But again, we'll kind of just progress as symptoms allow, and as time allows for healing as well.
Good to see two young defenders, Jack Madelin and Luke Jenkins, taking part today as well, though.
Yeah, amazing. So obviously, in my match programme, obviously I spoke about how delighted I was for Luke. He's worked so hard in the last 9 months to get where he is, in a really good place, strong, fit, and it's nice to actually see him playing football rather than just being in the gym doing his rehab. So absolutely delighted, and again, really hard worker, so it's been great to work with, and Matt and Martin have done such a great job with him, so yeah, well done him.
Jack can't actually head the ball at the moment though, can he?
No, so yeah, obviously with Jack and his concussion, that again is improving, so again he's just not allowed to head the ball, and we've been speaking with the specialist and the consultants and just making sure that we're doing the right things to get him fit enough so that he's joining in the session, so all his muscles and his tendons and everything are exposed to the intensity of football and training, but obviously just sliding him into sessions and in and out and that's a discussion between myself, Chris and the coaches, to make sure that everything's kind of moving forward, so that when his symptoms have completely gone, then he can just slide back in. But the good news is that with more training, he's getting even better. So the training itself is desensitizing his symptoms, which is great to see.
Absolutely. Two players who've come back from loan spells, Huseyin, Biler and Zach Robertson. How are they getting on?
Yeah, so Hus has an injury that's not too dissimilar from PK. His is more muscle based, whereas PK had a little bit more tendon involvement. So with him, it's just going to take probably another kind of 3 to 4 weeks before he's about right. He's now kind of just coming out of that window of where he's been having symptoms to having none. So again, we just need to balance it. So again, it's good to see him running. He's running relatively well in a straight line. It's then again when we start to expose him to the higher speeds and the ball strikes as to when we pick our time. But Huss will probably spend some time with Chris out there doing some late stage rehab when he's ready. So again, Matt will take Huss through his kind of early to mid stage rehab, and then we'll hand him over to Chris to make sure that when he goes in, he stays in, and he can really optimise his time out when he's out on loan.
And Zach Robertson, how's he coming on?
Yeah, so Zach, bit of a frustrating time for Zach, in the fact that his ankle has been kind of really reactive to loads and stuff in the gym, so he's just taken a bit of time to kind of get him out the boot, and his injury was actually more severe than what the MRI kind of suggested. So unlike Paul's and Ollie's, where it's actually been de-escalated a little bit, with Zach, it was almost escalated because the MRI just showed X what was on there in terms of the ligaments, but then also when we actually dynamically assessed it with Dr. Bhavkumar, you can actually see what was gapping and the instability of his ankle joint, so he had to spend a bit more time in the boot. But he's now out the boot and moving in the right direction, so he's again just mainly gym based, doing all his ankle rehabilitation, and it'll probably again be another kind of 4 to 6 weeks before he's ready, but he'll probably need to spend some time working with Matt through that early and mid stage to again really go into that late stage with Chris and Martin to kind of push them where they need to go.
Brilliant, thanks for your time, Tim.
My pleasure, Rob.